Hello, AfterBuzzers. Modern Family is back. I'm so excited to be talking Season 8, Episode 1. Don't go anywhere.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
I love this song. You can never get sick of the intro. It reminds me of like the Visco commercial or something.
Like you can see the cookies bouncing around.
Exactly. Well, guys, welcome to AfterBuzz TV. We are talking everything Modern Family. It is Season 8, Episode 1. I can't believe there's already been 8 seasons. A Tale of 3 Cities. And I'm Nikki Preston. I'm going to be your host for tonight. You can find me all over social media at Nikki Preston TV. And my lovely co-host next to me, tell everyone where they can find you.
Hey guys, I'm Gabriel Gonzalez. You can follow me on Twitter at Double G on TV.
Hey guys, I'm Jessie. You can find me online at Athletic.
So guys, what did you think? This is one of the first few episodes where we're seeing all 3 families in different cities. Gloria, Jay, they're all in Mexico for the wedding. Phil and the kids, they're in New York. And then we got Cam and Lily and all them in Missouri. So how did you think the families were?
You know, I loved it. I love how we had a nice condensed little storyline for each family, and it fit. And I think, if anything, I was a little disappointed they didn't spend more time in their city. They seemed to get home a little quicker than I thought they would, but it was just very fun and a great season premiere, especially for a show that's been around so long. They did a good job keeping it fresh and just, came back with a nice little pop.
I totally agree. Yeah, I know. I wanted them to spend a little more time. I wanted them to get in more trouble in New York, show more of the farm. Why do you think they didn't show more of that?
I mean, I liked the premiere. I thought it was great. I thought it was interesting that they had everybody kind of separated. It led for a really good storyline for this episode. So, I think they gotten their good share of trouble in New York. So
yeah, I think actually they all did get in quite a bit of trouble. So Phil, basically it was Claire's idea. She decided that she didn't want to go to the convention. Instead, she wanted to stay in New York with Phil for a few more days so they have their alone time. And then Haley and the rest of the kids decided they also wanted to stay in New York so that they had some more time just to have fun and go crazy. Haley's still trying to recover from her breakup with Andy. Yeah. And it was so funny because the whole time they're both in the same city, same rooms right next to each other.
I know.
And of course, only in Modern Family.
Just miss each other just barely.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
And can you imagine, they're like, oh, we heard some funny sex noises last night. Can you imagine hearing your parents next door? I don't know if any of you guys ever walked in on your parents or anything. I know.
Thank goodness no. I'd have a lot more issues. I need to speak to a professional, but thankfully that's never happened.
It might have traumatized you.
No, I can't say that I have.
Nikki?
No, thank God. Oh my gosh, and they're probably watching, so I wouldn't want to.
It's like, oh my God.
I wouldn't want to talk about it anyway. That's the only topic that is not allowed. No, but so, and then we go over, and I love it because Cam and Mitch, they're on the farm in Missouri, and it was just so great because, it wasn't great that Cam's grandma was still in a coma, but only Modern Family makes, situations like the serious situations funny. So Cam always thought that the grandma had something against him, and they're like, no, you gotta go talk to the grandma, you need to spend some time with her. And she starts pulling his hair, and he's like, let go, and everyone thinks that it was really
let
him.
Go alive.
I know.
Let go alive. and blaming him. Do you guys, what do you guys think about it?
If grandma started moving when I was at her deathbed, I'd be like, like, oh my God, and I just love it, just the way Mitch's reaction, because one of the things they always mess with throughout the seasons has been that Cam's from the countryside, and I love how Lily, when she speaks, she has that southern belle, like, well, what did she say? Like, oh, sweet Lord, something like that.
I know, I love how she picked that up.
She's picked that up, and she's one of them now, so I thought it was funny, but Mitch just was like, he did what we all would have thought, It's like, no, that really happened.
Right.
Exactly.
That storyline from this episode was so funny. I thought it was hilarious how he walked in on them singing Sweet Home Alabama. I thought that was so funny. And then they kind of just leave him there and
I know.
Let's go.
I was almost embarrassed because I was laughing so loud during this episode. I'm looking around. I'm like, is anyone else laughing?
Right?
I feel like I'm laughing really loud. But no,
That's how you know Modern Family is doing their job.
I know, exactly. I was almost like trying to like quiet myself. And then when you tell yourself not to laugh, it makes you want to laugh even more for some reason. But yeah, no, do you guys feel like if you're dating someone or seeing someone, you end up siding with your family over the person you're dating? Are you ever in that situation?
That's tough. That's a big part of tonight's episode, and I'm trying to think because she puts it, or somebody put it in perspective. Remember the time when this happened and you took so-and-so's side? I do think I take my family's side. I do. I love my family.
On the few occasions where it's been an issue, I actually feel like I took, significant other side, because it's just like, no, I know how great they are. You guys just don't see that yet. So I think it's one of those kinds of deals for me. But I get where it's coming from, and I thought that was a very fun twist on that episode.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely with me, I think because I'm, obviously my parents, my brother, I've known him so many years, I tend to like listen to them and take their side, but then at times you just want to rebel and be like, whatever, I don't care what you're saying, you don't know this person.
Well, I gotta ask, like, as a girl, I'd assume like all your dads until you got to a certain age, they just hated all your boyfriends because they thought you were too young.
They never it didn't matter what he did. They didn't like any of them. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, my dad's cool. He's protective, but pretty easygoing. So it's funny because now that I'm thinking about it, you're kind of like the middleman in the situation. So you take your family side to kind of like, I guess, protect your significant other in that situation. But then you're also
trying to bring them around,
exactly, right?
Exactly,
yeah. So it's kind of a weird caught in the middle thing.
I was always afraid to bring guys around because my dad, he is very extreme. He would actually get his video camera from a distance. He'd be up on the stairway videotaping my date. So if anything happened, he's like, I got you on camera and you better bring my daughter home.
I really thought you were about to say it's like, and would follow across the street. I'm like, damn, girl.
Well, and then he would try to, sneak and do it, but they would be like, oh, hey, Mr. Preston, how you doing up there? And I'd be like, oh my gosh, Dad, that's so embarrassing.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Yeah, I mean, that's one way to keep the guys away, right?
Exactly, definitely. And then we had Jay and Gloria. They were in Mexico for Gloria's cousin's wedding. Mm-hmm. And I love the costumes. I love them all. Jay, I was surprised they were able to get, Jay dressed up. He's got like a sombrero on and all of that. And little Joe is growing up and looks really cute.
He is.
And they have to hurry up and leave right away because Gloria's sister, Sonia, who they kind of had a battle between because she tried to steal Jay and kill Gloria back, last season or a couple seasons ago.
I think it was so many seasons ago, but I think the storyline was that Jay heard, what's her name? Sonia's voice, but when he looked back, he thought it was coming from Gloria, and that's how their original relationship started. And Sonia was mad, and she said the line to them, to Gloria, like, you stole my life, because she was still, in Colombia, just in the stereotypical third world struggles, and Gloria was obviously in California with Rich Jay and all that. So I think it's fun to reintroduce these characters because we've seen Cam's sister and we've seen Sonia before.
You're right, and to have them back. And, before I was always like, oh, I hate her, blah, blah, blah. But then in this episode, they really tried to explain her side of the story and how Gloria really, does kind of try to stick it to her a little bit because of the whole jealousy over their father. And I feel like all siblings always kind of fight over their parents' approval.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I definitely feel that with my sister, back when we were younger. So it was kind of cute to see their relationship and how, it reintroduced their jealousy with one another, but then they came together at the end and kind of talked it out and got over it for the most part.
They did that, and that's what I love too. So as we know, Gloria's been working on this sauce, and apparently it's not doing too well. She's actually not making money off it, but it doesn't matter. The sister was jealous, wanted the whole sauce business because it was both of theirs was passed down from their family, and the sister actually originally had the idea to make the sauce well known, to get it out there, and Gloria told her it was a bad idea, don't do it, and then years later ends up stealing it and doing the idea. So she comes all the way back, to the United States and steals Manny. I felt so bad for kidnaps Manny to try to get Gloria to give her the rights to the sauce. And I love it because Gloria, they're so calm, they're used to dealing with this, and Jay's like, I really think we should try to get Manny back, you know?
I love that part because she was like, it's just a kidnapping. This is normal in my family. And Manny's, in the meantime, just stressed out in the back of the van, so it was hilarious.
I love the phone call because, you know, speaking Spanish, and she's saying things like, you know, if you don't bring him back, I'm going to take the last 3 hairs off of your head. And it's like, what? And just typical Gloria, and it's just so funny. And the Stockholm syndrome that Manny develops for his aunt. And so, I mean, we've already, like, earlier seasons when it started, he had the crush on Haley, and he grew out of it, but now it's like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, why does he keep, it's a little bit weird, a little bit disturbing to me.
He keeps looking for love in all the wrong places, and I think when you look at the whole dynamic, that the fact that they're Gloria and Manny aren't blood related to any of them. I think they do that because it's like, well, you know, he doesn't know how to handle his emotions as a young, you know, kid when the show started. But now I think that one was just weird, and Jay touched on it.
Yeah, I think it was kind of funny, though. It did add to it a little bit, but I was like, oh, Manny, come on.
That's what makes him come back. That's what she just brings him back, like, I can't stand it anymore.
And actually, it's probably a good thing, or else she might have still had him off somewhere. So they finally, you know, talk. Jay gets both the sisters to talk, and they find out that they're really both jealous of each other. Gloria is jealous, has been jealous all these years that the other sister has gotten more attention from the father, and she's jealous, obviously, that, you know, Gloria has the sauce, her husband, this great, wonderful life in America. So they were finally able to work that out and to, you know, hopefully, we'll see what happens. We'll see if they bring Sonia back in another episode, but you know, they kind of patched that up, which was nice as well.
Yeah, well, what's nice about it being a fall show is they never fail to really touch on, like, having the Halloween episode, the Thanksgiving and Christmas one. So I feel like we're going to see her reintroduced later this season, and how now that when they try to be friends, you know, after they've been just so contentious for so long, I think that's going to be very entertaining.
Oh, yeah. And I feel like so much happened in this episode. There's still so much to talk about. Like, for example, once they were all back home, I love it how the grandma gave all of them gifts.
Oh my gosh. And
Lily opens up the gift that's really supposed to be for Mitch, and it's actually lipstick saying sissy. I was dying, and then Cam's like, no, don't give it to, you know, Mitch, he can't see it. So Mitch opens up Lily's gift, and it's the Oriental fan.
That's the word she uses. I've been told different things about the use of that term, but yeah, just the stereotypical Asian fan.
Exactly.
And that thoughtful letter after the just mean one that she wrote for me.
Right, and then he starts feeling bad until he realizes that that is not his gift.
Only Modern Family, too, they can push the envelope. Like you said, like Oriental. No one says that anymore. No one says, what else did they say? You people, or you're kind. I was like, oh my gosh. But, you know, they all do it in fun.
And, you know, they also take advantage of the fact it's like, yeah, grandma did come from, you know, that time where people were that way. And it's like, oh.
Exactly.
But it's Modern Family, and they deal with it in their way, and I think it was just very entertaining. I don't think it was offensive at all, if anyone ever gets that from that episode.
And then it's also Father's Day, too, as well. So Jay has everyone over to his house to celebrate. And it's so funny that Joe now is like a klepto, stealing everything. Took the ice bucket, gives him an ice bucket for Father's Day, steals his phone. He's really... I feel like, you know, all the actors are so good, and Lily was such a good child actor.
Yeah.
And Joe, he's cute. I love him, but I feel like he's not super believable yet. So I know you guys, some of you might get mad at me, but I feel like they need an acting coach to work with Joe a little bit.
I love him. I think he's so cute. I loved Lily. She's one of my favorite characters on the show. She's hilarious. And even as a young child, I mean, she's still young, but she was so good. This little guy, he's so young, but I love him. He's so funny. So I think he's great.
And if I'm not mistaken, that's like the first time where, because they always do those little asides where they're on the couch and they talk to the camera. And the fans are probably going to rip into me, but I think that's the first time that we've seen Joe as an aside. Usually they just kind of had him as a side character, but this is the first time where he's on the couch addressing the camera. So I think that was very different. I liked his line. What did he say? It's like, I like stealing. It makes my heart go fast. And I'm like, oh, God.
No, you're right. It was the first time. Yeah. And I do think his acting actually has improved from the last season. I think it's just when he does like long monologues, I'm like, he's not, Lily was just so gifted at that.
Oh my gosh, I know, she's great.
And I think there's just something so unique about Lily's character. I always feel like, if I ever have a daughter, she's going to have that same kind of snarky, condescending attitude, and I'll be like, oh my God, where did you get it from? And all my friends would be like, that's you, and then I'd be like, I hope not. So I guess it's hard to catch lightning in a bottle again because Lily's character, so I think that might be part of what we're seeing.
That's true. And do you think she gets that attitude from Mitch, or because I don't feel like she's getting it from Cam, but
I think she gets a little bit of it from both of them. She's so funny. She's just so intelligent, and I think she picks it up from both of those guys.
I think definitely when you see some of the jokes Mitch will make, I think you see that in Lily, but definitely she's that nice little combination and her own person, which I think is really fun to watch.
Exactly. Now, if you guys had to pick a character that you relate most to, who would you guys?
Oh gosh.
I'm putting you on the spot here.
Okay.
Go
ahead.
Yeah, I'll go. I would have to say Alex. My parents always tell me when they first started watching the show, they're like, you remind me of Alex so much. I was the oldest child in the family, and I was kind of strict and bossy, and although she's not the oldest, we have a lot of similar personality traits. So I would say Alex.
It's weird because I'm not a dad, but Phil's character is always that one. Phil. Just how goofy he is, even with his job and how he tries to be the cool parent with his kids. And I think just I can relate a lot to that because if you guys ever work with me, like when we're not doing like a TV show, I do not take it seriously at all. I will be the first one to say something silly and stupid, and I think I relate to Phil the most.
So are you going to be a Phil Dunphy dad?
Oh, if I could be as fun as Phil as a dad, I think okay. I get an A+, even though they don't give out grades.
I love Phil. How about you, Nikki?
It's hard. I feel like I'm a cross between Claire, because I can be very like OCD and I want things right, and then also Haley a little bit. Then I can like let loose and be like fun and crazy. So I want to say I'm a mix of the two. And the reason why I was asking and bringing that up is because we are a new panel here for Modern Family. Look at this, everyone. We got some awesome new people here. So I hope all you guys watching will support us and enjoy watching the after show. I know you are used to seeing some other faces, but we're all huge fans and really excited to be doing the after show for Modern Family.
So maybe by the end of the season we can ask our followers who they think we are once they get to know us.
That'd be cool.
Because I'm curious. My parents always tell me I'm Alex, but I think I've calmed down a little bit. I think I'm a little bit calmer. I want to be more of a Phil. Or like a Lily.
I'm afraid they're going to be at the end of it. It's like Gabriel is totally Luke, and I'm be like, oh. Don't get me wrong, Luke. It works for him, but like, really?
Wait, are you going to be like Phil and Luke and have this like funny little talk? They were, at the end, they were just like making noises and kind of like winking and having like seizures at each other.
You don't have your own secret language with your family, Nikki.
My brother...
You guys are you're very Claire's, very, hold on.
I know.
Let me do my top button and all that.
We're very proper. From the East Coast, very proper at times.
That's what I get from you. I did not know that.
From New York, people in California, everyone's laid back and like, woo, whatever. But no, my brother, we can like look at each other and we know what we're thinking, but we don't have any type of like secret language or anything.
See, I'm an only child, so it's like all that stuff going on with the siblings, it's like I do not get it. I'm actually glad I have never had to worry about
I know. That. Well, I think we got to go into some predictions, what we think is going to happen next weekend in the weeks to come.
Let's do it.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Now,
I know.
AfterBuzz TV.
Jesse, do you want to go first, or Gabriel, who wants to go first?
No, we'll let Gabriel go first. I gotta do some thinking.
Yeah.
Oh man. I think that Haley is not going to spend too much time being single just because that's what we've come to know about her. I think that we'll see Sonia again, and I think it's about time that we saw a serious love interest for Manny, who's not his family member, but that's something, you know, he's had a lot of crushes. I think it's about time one actually stuck around for a while, and I think that's what I'd like to see in season 8.
I like that. I hope so.
I think this season we'll see a little bit more of Joe. I hope we do, because I'm loving him. I think he's cute.
He is cute.
I hope we get more Lily. She wasn't a huge part of this episode. She had a few things here and there, but I think she's just so funny. She's such a good character. And then I'm interested in seeing what happens with the 3 Dunphy kids. You know, what's going on with Haley. Are we going to see Alex in college?
That's true.
And, you know, what Luke's up to. He looks so grown up
I
now.
know, he keeps getting older and older looking. He's almost,
I think most telling how much taller he is when he's in the scene with his sisters, and it's like, remember when they were all the same height?
I know.
Exactly. I think he was like shorter than them all, but yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
I think that someone's going to come back into Haley's life because she can't stay single, so
Do you think it will be Andy?
That's what I was thinking. I'm like, maybe Andy, but that might be too easy. And he's doing a lot of movies and really kind of starting to break out.
He is so funny.
I was going to say, I heard he went to college and joined the a cappella group with this blonde chick.
I love
Points to everyone who gets that reference.
I just saw him in the Zac Efron movie, but I didn't see,
In Pitch Perfect.
In Pitch Perfect, no.
Oh, he was great in Pitch Perfect.
Yeah.
He's great.
And then he's doing the commercials now, so, you know, he's from a small character, you know, he's definitely, his career's taken off.
I think the show, definitely helped him. So I hope, we see him a little bit, but I kind of want to see Dylan come back in the picture. I want him to be mature now. Maybe he is finally ready to be the man that Haley needs. You never know.
I mean, if now's as good a time as any, I think, when you look at where Haley is after, all the things she's been through, dropping out of college and finding her way. So I think it's a great time to have Dylan come back, see where he's at.
And I think Jay, too, I think they might explore that topic a little more about him worrying that Gloria has daddy issues and only, married him because of that. So hopefully, they kind of make fun of it a little bit, and Jay has maybe like another midlife crisis and gets silly or gets crazy. We'll see what happens.
Becomes more like Phil.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that is about all the time we have for the after show for Modern Family. Everyone, let them know where they can find you.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Gabriel.
Oh, you guys can find me all the time on Twitter at WG on TV. I can't wait to talk Modern Family with you guys.
You guys can find me on Instagram and Twitter at AthleteChick.
That's right. Follow us. We're going to be keeping the conversation going on Twitter, Instagram, everything. I'm Nikki Preston, and you can find me everywhere at Nikki Preston TV. Thanks so much, and we're looking forward to seeing you guys next week. Have a good night.
Guys.
Have a good night, guys.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.